Alright, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the story. Boosie and T.I. are going at it. Boosie and T.I. Now, Boosie and T.I. are very close. They've been friends for a minute. Plus, Boosie moved out of Baton Rouge, moved to T.I.'s neck of the woods, which is Atlanta, and they've been really close. Remember when Charleston White came for Boosie's son, came for T.I.'s son? They kind of like got together, formed an alliance, and started hitting back at Charleston White. Not only that, Boosie and T.I. actually decided that they were going to give us a joint album. A joint album from Boosie and T.I. Man, the streets were happy. Everybody was like, yo, the culture needs this. It's about to be dope. But then, now, headline says, Boosie has canceled the joint album due to T.I. confessing that he snitched on his dead cousin to get out of a situation back in the day. Now, Boosie had never heard of this until he did his recent Vlad interview. So let me roll over to Hip Hop DX and get into what actually took place. At Hip Hop DX, it says that Boosie Badass is very much against snitching in every single way. 10 toes down. Boosie said if you get caught, you do the time. You don't tell on nobody else, dead or alive. Matter of fact, he said if you cooperating with law enforcement and you got soldiers in the field and you out in these streets yourself, you snitching, period. You're not even supposed to talk to law enforcement. So if T.I. actually said that, then he's a rat too, and the album is off. You know, a lot of people are saying that Vlad is not for the culture. They enjoy seeing these black people fight against each other. And, you know, Boosie needs to stop doing these Vlad interviews. But Vlad ain't just twisting nobody's arm. Vlad write a check when you come up there and you do your interview. And you sit in front of the camera and you agree that all the material belongs to Vlad TV. You collect your check if he's paying you and you leave. I'm supposing that some people get up there and it's for kind of like why what's her name did the Super Bowl. Kind of like why Rihanna did the Super Bowl. They didn't pay Riri to do the Super Bowl, no big fat check. It was more of a promotional thing. So a lot of these artists get on Vlad TV. It's to keep them relevant because Vlad is relevant. Even though a lot of people who hate, they hate, but they still go watch it. And so at the end of the day, it's about numbers and algorithms. Anyhow, let me get back to the story. So the story says that Boosie is very much against snitching, period. Which means he's now scrapping his joint album with T.I. after T.I. admitted to being a rat, a snitch, one of the worst things you can be in the culture that they portray. I'm talking about that gangster culture, that street culture, that from the hood, getting it how you live culture. The outspoken rapper, who is Boosie, he sat down for another one of those infamous Vlad interviews, and it was published on Monday, February 20th. Now, once Vlad brought up T.I.'s story about his dead cousin, Boosie made it clear where he stood in that situation. Though he was a bit confused at first as to why T.I. even felt he needed to share that with the public. You know what I'm saying? Because here's Boosie saying, man, that happened when you were way young. Why you come out now at 40-something years old to tell everybody that? It's not like it's a good look. We all make mistakes. That's one you could have kept under the table. But since you want to let the whole world know that you a rat proudly, right? Outspoken rapper sat down with Vlad TV. Now, this how it went. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you a fucking rat too, is exactly what Boosie said. Quote unquote. Boosie said, with the T.I. situation after Vlad told him, yeah, T.I. did that. T.I. said he snitched on his own cousin. You know, he got caught with a whole bunch of guns back in the day. For those of you who don't know, you see Mr. Harris today, you don't know his past. He really is from them streets. You know, he got caught up. T.I. got caught with a whole bunch of high-powered weapons, some with scopes on them and laser beams and all this other stuff, you know, and he got caught up. And he got very little prison time. Matter of fact, everybody back then was saying, ain't no way a black man get caught with a duffel bag full of high-power rifles and he gets out. And he was a convicted felon before that. And he gets out in no time. He working with the people. And sure enough, T.I. years later, after denying it all these years, here he is, years later, saying he snitched. But he told on his dead cousin. His cousin was already dead, so he just put everything on him. Kind of something similar to what Lil Durk and King Von's situation is about. So Lil Durk just basically put everything on King Von, right? King Von was the demon, not me. I get to go on with this music career. The police get to close their cases, and we both move on with life. I'm in a bit better situation now financially. I don't have to revisit that life anymore. So I know I'm going to be good. That's a snitch, according to Boosie. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you a fucking rat too, is what Boosie said, quote unquote. He says, I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat. He continued, right? He says, but I'm going to tell you this. When I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying. I think T.I. went up there and just got to talking. Actually, quote unquote, he said, got to fucking talking. Y'all know how Boosie talk already. You think something happened at 17, 18 years old, you gonna hold all that in, all that damn time, all this damn time for 20 some years, you gonna hold that in, and it finally came out? What Boosie was trying to say is T.I. probably lied on an interview just to get the interview numbers up or something, because ain't no way. And what's the necessity of getting in trouble at 18 and you did some foul shit, which snitching is considered to be foul in the streets by street people who abide by these street codes? Like Boosie says, he's a street dude who abide by the street codes, right? T.I. also. So now he's saying, what's the purpose of even letting the world know that? It happened when you were like teenager. Now, despite expressing that he thinks T.I. was just talking and it ain't really true, Boosie added that he's now canceling their album anyway. Nope. That album is not coming out because it ruined everything, is what he said. I woke up with my motherfucking phone, everything full. My real fans like, Boosie, you the last one left. They like, you cannot put this album out. My uncle, OG nigga, called me. Nigga, that album ain't coming out. So what Boosie is saying is that there's a lot of people around him, people he called uncle, people who's respected in the streets, real OGs in the streets, heavy names in the streets. His phone is full. They're saying, yo, that joint album, kill it, dead. It's not coming out. You can't go out like that. You the last one. You one of the real last one left. We can't see this album out because T.I. is a certified snitch, according to them, according to what he admitted to do. And you just too real. You're going to tarnish your reputation if you put the album out with him. The T.I. issue popped up in December when a resurfaced clip from an August 2020 episode of his Expeditiously podcast had actually went viral on social media. Now, in it, T.I. recalled pinning a gun case on his late relative, Toot, in the early 2000s because his music career had took off. As T.I. explained, he and Toots were running a hustle in Atlanta involving stolen upscale clothes when they were pulled over by cops who discovered a gun in Tip's possession. We caught those gun cases, man. Toot died. My lawyer said, well, you know, I could make everything go away if it is Toot's. It was Tramel's, he said. Now, after he had passed, I had a talk with him. Toot said, I'll take all the charges you got. If you can walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right. Because I'll be damned if they gonna come and motherfucking extradite me from here. So he was making a joke, right? Because his cousin is dead and buried. So he was like, what they gonna do, extradite me from the grave? I'll take all the charges. Claiming he had a conversation with his dead cousin. Like, yo, bro, I'm going through this. Speaking to him in the spirit. I'm feeling bad about it, but you know the lawyer said if I could put it on you, I could make everything go away. He could make everything go away. So boom, I'm thinking, but I need your blessings. And the cousin said from the grave, yes, put it on me, because what they gonna do? Extradite me from the grave? And plus, at the time, T.I.'s rap career was now blowing up. You know them street people, you do stuff in the streets and you trying to get to a better life at the same time. And you hoping you get to a better life before you get caught up in the law. And then you get caught up in the law, but the stuff you doing, the legal shit you doing on the side is blowing up. That's kind of like what T.I.'s situation was. So now you got to figure out a way to get out of the legal troubles you're in to enjoy some of this life blowing up. So when the gun right activist Nicky Daniels Jr., who appeared as a guest on the podcast, asked if that's where the allegations on T.I. being a snitch came from, T.I. says, hell nah, don't nobody know about that. I just volunteered this information. That's the only time I done ever said or gave information, because that's my big cousin. He was dead and he told me that it was okay. Now, just a month before that clip resurfaced, Boosie proudly was out here talking about this joint album that he got coming out with T.I. being harder than Drake and 21 Savage's chart-topping Her Lost project. He was about to do numbers. I heard Drake and 21 album. It's hard, but I don't think it's harder than our album, he told Fat Joe on an Instagram Live. Man, it's Rubber Band Man and Badass. This shit different. Wait till you hear it, bro. Wait till you hear it. And now, it ain't to be heard. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that these grown-ass men, Boosie is probably about 40 years old by now, T.I. is 40 plus, do you think that these grown-ass men should be setting a better example for the new generation? You know, as far as this whole snitching thing go, if T.I. is saying that he had a conversation with his dead cousin, he was around 18, 19, them type of ages, and they caught a case, and his cousin died after, and he had a conversation with him like, yo, the rap shit blowing up for me, I can't be locked up doing time, and in his spirit, he was told by his cousin, go ahead and do it. What they gonna do, extradite me from the grave? And he felt justified in doing it. Should that be enough to label him a rat? Should that be enough to stop a joint album with Boosie? I don't know. I just don't think it should be. But I'm not from the streets, and I don't know all of the street codes. Bum Boosie says, let's be honest, no one wants to hear that garbage anyway. Boosie and Gucci Mane with those watered down albums and tapes. We need a Tip Jeezy album and that's it. Also, his logic on T.I. makes no damn sense, and he clearly doesn't know what a rat is. Keyston says, hell nah, you niggas sad. Get some money, bitch. D. Jones says he only changed his mind when his so-called real fans said that they didn't agree with the album. He went ABT Tip. He went about Tip's situation a long time ago. This is hip-hop. I've been a fan of both artists, but facts are facts. Boosie capping on this one. Put the music out you were so proud of when you was talking to Fat Joe. And then Debbie Johnson says, that's what I say. Hell with that stuff. That's good music and good money. Be for real, Boosie. Alright, so this whole T.I. Boosie thing could have been handled in-house. I thought T.I. and Boosie were tight. I thought T.I. and Boosie were cool and they were close, and that's how you handle shit. You don't run to Vlad TV interview and talk bad about your man, and the way he finding out that y'all project is canceled is through the social media. You call him on the phone. You say, hey, man, I'm about to pull up. Make some time. We got to sit down and talk about this. Because Vlad just told me you confessed to being a rat. And I want to know what that's about. You know, and we got this project on the table that could be damaging for the brand. So let's get together and talk. That's where it should have been. Not Boosie over here saying if T.I. did that, he a rat too. And furthermore, that album, it ain't coming out. I don't know if this is publicity to make the album. Because listen, when you drop in an album nowadays, you can't just drop an album. You got to drop some publicity with the album. Go outside, punch somebody in the eye, make a lot of noise, get a frivolous arrest, pull over, blow past the police in a Lamborghini at 200 miles an hour if your car could do that, and pick up a ticket, something. You got to do something. You can't just drop an album. Okay? Now, when I saw that, he said, I think T.I. was lying. Now, as a result of those snitching claims, Boosie is crapping the album, right? T.I. on Tuesday took to Instagram to respond to Boosie's rant in a lengthy post. T.I. says, quote unquote, he says, yeah, okay. So, I don't know if it's you or your OG uncle that needs to see it. But I got my paperwork ready to show. Pull up. My number the same and my address the same, my nigga. To get on the net and speak on shit you've never spoke to me about is leaving me to believe that you've been hiding your heart the whole time. He continues. This is his message to Boosie. Now, I'm wondering, while he's doing this, why didn't he just call Boosie on the phone and say, hey, man, what the fuck happened with that interview with Vlad? I thought we could talk to each other straight. But he puts his response out there, which tells me T.I. is probably calling, Boosie ain't answering. You know what I'm saying? He says, to get on the net and speak on shit you've never spoke to me about is leaving me to believe that you've been hiding your heart this whole time. He continued. He said, I'd never speak certain disrespect on your name, reputation, about a if homie. The convict code say, when in doubt, pull the paperwork out. And if you ain't did that, now, I don't know what type of time you on, but I say again, if it was a question or confusion about saying, I said you could have called and asked, so you can report back and tell your OG. Or you could have pulled up and checked the black and white, meaning check the paperwork I'm offering now. Either way, though, my nigga, I ain't bound to know niggas' opinion off me, because what they think will never overrule what I know. So don't wonder no more, homie. Answer. He's probably telling him answer the fucking phone or pull up and then report back to the rest of these niggas who opinions matter so much to you. Because I could give a fuck about what no nigga think about me. The tail shall never wag the dog. Leadership leads with facts and stats. We don't follow no fantasy land shit. Remember that? And I ain't bending my knees for nothing or fearing nothing but God. So come on and see what you speaking about, so next time you can speak intelligently. I expecting more from you. This shit ain't solid. Obviously, I thought we was something that we wasn't. Damn. And that was T.I.'s response to Boosie. Now, y'all could go ahead and run and put your comments in the comment section below. I agree with T.I. I'm just going to leave it right there. At the end of the day, I'm thinking, get that money. Put the project out. Keep it moving. And stop with this bullshit snitch stuff. That's just my thoughts, though. What are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. You already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.